Hi, Stephanie. How are you?
Hi, Miss Evans. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you so
That's
much for having me.
You're very welcome. That's great to hear. I'm glad you're doing well. So, thank you for making the time. I'm so excited to hear from one of our 2017 graduates from Lyon and also 2022 graduate of City College. Amazing, who is
Thank
now an
you.
engineer. So, Stephanie, talk to us a little bit about your college process at Lyon.
Yes, yes. So, oh my goodness. Looking back on it, when I was applying for colleges, I thought it was going to be one of the hardest things I was ever going to have to do. But quite frankly, it's one of the easiest. It was one of the most eye-opening and spiritual opening experiences for me because this was the start of me learning about who I am, and it led to more conversations with myself and where I was going to for college and then after college. So, yeah.
Wonderful. And can you tell me a little bit about your college experience at City College?
Yes, yes. So, my college experience, it was a mixture of things. Not only was it during the pandemic, but I was one of maybe like a handful, maybe at most 10 girls in my classrooms. Engineering is primarily male dominated, and there's always like I said, at most 10 girls in a classroom, with the classroom being 200 students. And it was interesting. It was interesting. I didn't have a problem really getting along with any students, any classmates. A lot of my male peers were very helpful and very open to offering help and connecting me with other friends and other classmates, and even like sharing resources with me. They were not afraid to do that, and I'm very grateful for that. Um, College, it's one of those uh it's a chapter in life that I didn't know that I needed, because college is that experience that helps you shift from childhood to adulthood. You know, I was 17. I didn't know where I was going to go. I didn't know, let alone what kind of impact I was going to make in the world or what degree I was going to study. So at 17, when I was applying and when I finally got accepted into City College, it I went straight into right into the adult world. I said human world, but adult world. And I was just like getting exposed to so many different people, cultures, religions, studies. Just I had so many resources at my disposal. There were so many different opportunities. And I was just like so amazed because I didn't know that this was like I didn't know anything. And getting that exposure firsthand really helped me step out of my comfort zone, really break out of my shell and form the person or the woman that I am today. So it's in a way the rite of passage that I feel everyone needs to go through, um to transition into like this world, that the one that we live in right now. It's loving and caring and chaotic, but you get all of that in college, so you're you're going to have a lot of fun. At least I had a lot of fun in college. So yeah.
And it sounds like it was a really great formative experience for you, the way that
Yes.
shared that. And yes, students are humans too, but I completely understand what you mean about college being that, like a stepping stone to you really becoming, as you said, the person that you are today. So talk to us a little bit about your choice of engineering. You mentioned this is predominantly a male field, and we know that, and we know more and more women are rising in the field, and yet, we are not at that 50% mark by a long shot, right? So talk to us a little bit about that passion of yours for engineering and how that you could talk about that in terms of your field of study, but also how that's gotten you to where you are today in the career that you've chosen for yourself.
Yes, yes. So when I was applying for colleges, at first I didn't know what I wanted to study. I actually had to take a deep dive into myself and figure out what I wanted to do. Um, I knew at the time I loved math. I loved science. I read math like it was a third language for me. my mother always made a joke and said like, I can't read those hieroglyphics. You know, you're the calculator. You tell me what those numbers mean. Tell me what story is being read on this screen, but I don't know anything. And science is literally just a story, but with numbers in it. So I just knew going into the college process, I wanted to focus on that, but I didn't know what that meant. Does that mean I want to go and be a teacher? Does that mean I want to go and be a banker, focus on economics? Like, what did that mean for me? And I didn't know anything about degrees or what I wanted to do. So I looked at myself outside of college, I mean, outside of high school, and I was looking at what I was doing. And I actually had an internship at the point. It was the Action program or internship program, activists coming to inform our neighborhood. Remember it? And we focused on environmental and social justice. There were so many inequalities happening in Hunts Point and in the Bronx in general. So with that being said, I focused on, okay, I have a passion for environmental and social equality. I I'm very talented in math and science. So what does that look like for me? My friend, Kudarat, she was talking about her degree at the time and like what she was contemplating on studying in. And I believe I heard her say mechanical engineering and computer engineering. And that was the first time I ever heard of engineering. I was like, what is that? What is that? And she was like, yeah, it has to do with math and science and art a little bit. And, we were just kids. So we were just like, just trying to figure it out. And I happened to have been a part of the art honor society. So I was like, art too? Let me go. Let me see what this is all about. So I started looking at the different engineering fields of study. And at first, I thought I wanted to go into mechanical, which, I later changed my mind because I was like, I, like I said, I wanted to see if there was a way I can focus or bring into focus my environmental and social background with action. So I then began searching. I saw that NYU actually had a small sustainable engineering program, and City College had an environmental engineering program that was just starting out. I'm actually one of the very few or I'm one of the first few graduating classes of that field, of that department, because it was so small when I had joined, and now it's gone to be much bigger, much larger um, as the years went on. So when I finally got accepted to NYU and City College, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be graduating with an environmental or sustainable engineering degree. Like, what? This is incredible. I ultimately decided to go to City College because I was fortunate enough to get a full-time scholarship to go to City. Very grateful. I'm very grateful for Miss Cortez and Miss McCrillis for really helping me with that scholarship application. God bless their souls. I give them all the praise really, because without their help, I probably wouldn't have gotten it. I probably would still be in college today doing part-time, having to work and pay off student loans and everything. But without their help, like 100%, Ms. Cortez, Ms. McCrillis, I thank you both tremendously for helping me with that. You both really like blessed me in a way that like words cannot describe. So yeah, just wanted to give that shout out really quick.
Thank you. No, that's amazing. So many gems in what you just said. I just want to call out when you said math is another language. I 100% agree with you. And I love that you said that too. That's something I've always said. And I think that for me, my affinity for math is akin to my affinity for other languages. And so I just wanted to share that I, absolutely 100% agree with you on that. And you mentioned and shouted out, so thank you for that. People who really supported you in this process, Ms. Cortez, Ms. McCrillis, Kurat. Is there anybody else that you would like to shout out in terms of supporting you along your journey in any part of this?
Yeah, so I do have a few people, both inside and outside of Hyde or Lion Charter. Mr. Checo, he really believed in me. He was my favorite teacher, and he taught math, so it was kind of like hand in hand, and he made math fun for me. So I was just like, and he, God bless him too, he actually wrote one of my letters of recommendation for college, and I'm very happy about that. I was so shy to ask, but we got past that. We got past that. My next shout out goes to Mr. Fusco. Mr. Fusco, he was the first person I actually asked to write my letter of recommendation. I went up to him and asked him, or he actually came up to me and asked me and said, "Hey, I saw that you sent me a request for your letter of recommendation." And we got to talking, and he was like Miss McCrillis, was one of the people that helped me discover who I am during that college process, helped me word put down on paper who I was and what I hoped to accomplish during college and after college. Like, he actually helped me see myself. He kind of like held up the mirror and kind of said, "This is who you are, Stephanie," while I was talking to him about myself. I didn't know myself, and I still am trying to figure out who I am and who I'm gonna be in the next couple years. But overall, like, he's a great teacher. He's a great person, and he deserves another shout out. Ms. Cortez, Ms. McCrillis, like I said before, they helped me with my college application process and my scholarships. Without their help, I'd be in a different situation today. Ms. Schoonmaker, she actually helped me on a personal level during my junior year when I was going through something very, very detrimental. But she is a great person that I want to shout out because she actually helped me build my self confidence. And without her, I probably wouldn't be here, truthfully. So it would be a different outcome in life. Um, During college, I had different mentors. I actually wrote their names down because they are great people and I want to give them a shout out. So Sarah, Debbie, she was my first mentor during my junior year. Just before the pandemic, she helped me apply for scholarships and programs while we were transitioning junior to senior year. I was trying to figure out job I wanted to go to. I had no professional experience. So she was my mentor and she helped me write up my resume. She pushed me to apply for jobs that I didn't think I was going to get or internships I didn't wasn't going to get. And then I ended up getting. So shout out to her. Christina is still my mentor to this day. Christina Garcia, she's actually now a professor at City College for the environmental engineering department. She is she focuses on Latinx and sustainability. That's actually her organization, and she encourages and wants to connect other Latinos in the industry to connect with each other because not only is women in STEM very low, Latinx in STEM is much smaller too. It's probably just a small. So shout out to her. John, who's also my mentor, he's actually traveling the world right now, but I want to give him a shout out because he actually helped me prep for the interviews with my current job. He helped me write up my resume and everything and ask for work and how to ask for raises and bonuses. So shout out to him. And my current partner, uh, he's the best in the world. He's always encouraging me to read with him, and he's always encouraging me to go to networking events. I'm still the shy person, still a little shy, but he will always encourage me to go to networking events and put myself out there. He's encouraged me to go back and become a mentor myself. So he's another person I want to shout out because I'm being pushed to step outside my comfort zone yet again, because sometimes I do fall back into my small little patterns here and there. But he's always like, "I see the greatness in you, and people need to hear what you have to say. So go, go."
He's 100% right. And you know what? Even if sometimes the shyness is still there are patterns that you feel like you fall into, you have blossomed, Stephanie. And so the last thing that I want to ask you is to share, where are you today? You mentioned applying for the job that you have currently, and just we'd love to know, where are you today, and what do you think might be on the horizon for you in the near future?
Yeah, so I'm currently a field engineer or field inspector, however you label it, but I work in the field, and I work as part of a third-party contractor for Con Edison, specifically for their energy efficiency programs. Con Edison is giving out rebates or incentives for commercial and industrial and multifamily residential homes to implement these energy conservation measures. I know, big words. What do they mean? Pretty much, if you install new technologies that will help, if you install new technologies, up-to-date technologies that are more energy efficient, that will perform at a greater rate than the current unit that you have, not only will you save money, but Con Edison will help you pay for that because while you're saving money in the long run, initially they're going to be a little bit pricey. So they're willing to give those funds and help you complete the project. So I'm one of the field engineers, field inspectors, part of that program. I go out to different parts of New York and I just pretty much do those inspections and those performances and come back and I pretty much generate my findings. I help my other fellow engineers generate the calculations for the energy savings and the financial advantages of these projects. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm hoping to go into maybe another program within my company, possibly apply myself in like a different way because I'm in the field right now. I enjoy being out in the field. It's very fun. I get to see different parts of New York that I don't normally see on a day to day. And yeah, I'm like a little hiker in that way. So I want to see how that can how I can transition possibly into another program and develop another skill set that I don't normally exercise. In the next couple years, I don't know. But right now, I am currently a mentor as part of an organization called Ask the Latina. It's a mentorship program where we, the mentors, are connecting with other Latinas um, in high school primarily to go into college and help them with the college process. What does that look like? What does a Latina in college look like, typically look like? How to advance in your field, what resources are out there. And I'm very excited to be doing this. I've actually shared my story on her podcast, Ask the Latina. It's on YouTube. And they will be releasing my Spanish version of it because it's not just in English. We're not just looking, we're not just targeting one group. And we're looking to target both groups, English and Spanish. So that hopefully will be out soon. But yeah, you can see my English version on YouTube. And yeah.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. And thank you for sharing all that you shared with us, for sharing your story. Kudos to you for everything you've accomplished. And I know there will be so much more in the years to come. And thank you for sharing how you're giving back to the community as well and supporting other Latinas like you to succeed. So thank you so much for your time today. And we look forward to what comes next for you.
Thank you so much.